transactions in life, who gets the jump? Who gets the jump?
The jump?
I mean, do you get the jump, or do the person you're dealing with get the jump? And what is the jump? The jump is that whoever has the most information in any transaction tends to win. Give you a few illustrations of that. I'm not sure I should do this, but take the current news about Peter Mandelson. He got the jump on the Prime Minister because he had more information. So he got the jump, and he got the job, and he got the sack. But the important thing is that the jump is about information. So, put it this way, if the day you were born, someone leans over to speak to you and says that your name is William and you are second in line for succession to the throne, and you can relax, you've got the jump on just about everybody because you've got the information, you've got the power, and you've got that sense of this is going to work for me. And as for the rest of us, well, we're not second in line for the throne. When you're born into the world, no one's going to whisper in your ear. They might not whisper in your ear that you're going to inherit the national debt and that the way things are going, you won't be retiring until you're 93. Because, well, the people who do that up in Westminster, they've got the jump on you and me. So as you go along in life, you need to learn how to get the jump. There will be painful lessons along the way. For example, you decide to buy a new car. Let's call it a Roadrunner. You go down to the local car showroom, you have the money, you know what you want, you're the customer, you're in charge. Really? You've got the jump. So you say to the salesman casually, I'm thinking about buying a Roadrunner. What he says, you'll be lucky. You'll be lucky, they're in short supply. I can get one for you if you sign the order right now, but obviously I can't give you any discount because there are lots of them out there that want the Roadrunner and it just isn't available. So what do? He's got the information, he's got the jump. What do? Do you buy the car? Do you sign the order? Probably. What happened? He got the jump. You're at home. Now, next day you decide to get the jump. So to try something rash, restless, and risky that no sane human being would consider doing, you ring up British Gas and ask them to send someone round to check the boiler because it's been squeaking a bit. Remember, it's your house, it's your boiler, and you only want to see if you could save some gas. You've got the jump. Gasman arrives, glances at your boiler, chugging away, and says, oh dear, it's one of them. Oh, it's one of them, that's a problem, you can't get the parts for them anymore. Then he rattles away on his little computer and shakes his head and says, sorry, it doesn't reach the emission standards anymore, it's got to go, it's illegal. So that's it for you. Half an hour ago you were a happy householder, now you're a potential criminal. Luckily, he says they have a special offer, plus the cost of the extra piping, of course, and the new thermostat. What will it all cost? Who knows? Sign the order form. What happened? You got the jump. Can I offer you a little advice about how to get the jump? Let's say, I have to say this from a man's point of view, but it can be reworked into a point of view of a woman. Let's say you're a man and you're taking your partner or spouse out for a special anniversary dinner at one of those really, really posh restaurants, the ones that you glance at. I was always nervous when my children were small and we had to take them out for lunch or something. I would always look at a restaurant. If it had tablecloths on the table, I'd always be a bit wary because that was going to be expensive. But never mind. You're going to a really posh restaurant, doesn't matter. It's an anniversary, come on. Chandeliers, oak panelling, an orchid on every table. the place where special people go. Not the ordinary people like us, usually, but the special people. So as you enter something more deadly than a Dalek or a space monster, or anything ever faced by Doctor Who. It's the head waiter. And his mission in life is to get the jump on you. You miserable little earthling. So he will say, "Good evening, madam and sir. I don't think we've seen you here before." That's the first put down. Now that sounds innocent, but he's trying to get the jump. I'd be surprised if this hasn't happened to you sometime. What he means is you haven't been here before, you mate, because you can't afford it. This is for the special people. You'd be better off down the road with a Big Mac and fries at McDonald's. So you can counter this easily because you've been prepared by saying, "Frankly, we haven't been here since they did the alterations. I think they rather spoiled the old world charm." Now that's floored him because he doesn't know if they ever did any alterations, and it's just something to let go. You see, at this stage, he's not quite sure whether you are one of the special people. You might be one of the special people, or just one of the ordinary people like us. So, because you might be one of the special people, he won't stick you at the table beside the toilet doors, which is a favourite little prank of the head waiter. Congratulations, you're on your way to getting the jump. But he's coming back for another go. He would glide up to the table and say in a condescending voice, "Would you like to see the wine list, sir?" Now he's really trying to get the jump. If you were one of his posh customers, he wouldn't ask if you wanted to see the wine list. Of course you want to see the wine list. It's absolutely essential. It's your anniversary dinner, and he knows that. He's waiting for you to fall off your chair when you see the prices. Then he wants to be able to say, "No, I'm sorry, you can't have a pint of Carlsberg and a lime and soda for the missus." But the way to get the jump is to do your work in advance. And before you went to the restaurant, you checked out the wine list, so you know what's on it. So lean back nonchalantly in your chair and say, "Do you still have any of that cheeky little French wine? The Polisson Sinclair. It was such a favourite in the old days." Now, trust me, that will stump him, because it isn't on the wine list, and he'll have to go and ask. And trust me, you're on safe ground here. The last person to set eyes on a bottle of Poilifou Sinclair was probably Napoleon Bonaparte. When he returns empty-handed, you can be hugely disappointed and settle for a bottle of the House Burgundy. It will cost you 127 quid. But I know the thought of that is enough to put you in intensive care, but hey, come on, it's an anniversary, and congratulations, you've got the jump. Soon he'll be back with a menu, and this time, I've got time, put that light on. This time, you see I'm reading part of it, which slows it up, sorry about that. Soon he'll be back with a menu, and this time he's determined to get the jump. He hands you the menu, which of course is in unpronounceable French. He wants to be able to say, "I'm sorry, sir, you can't order Gascon Frisé, that's the name of the chef." But you are ahead of him because you checked the menu yesterday to get the jump and you know what to choose. Now he's really cross. When he brings the vegetables for the main course, he will say graciously, "Will Madam take potatoes?" But what he's really saying is, having had a glance at Madam, she might be well advised to lay off the potatoes. Your response should be, "Darling, don't forget that tomorrow you're playing tennis at the Windsors." Now that's a killer. He had Prince Harry in for dinner last week and he knows all about the Windsors. He doesn't know you're talking about Fred and Mavis Windsor from Acacia Avenue, who just happen to have a long back garden. But that's game, set and match. He'll give up. Congratulations. You got the jump. Except he will be back to bring the bill and, of course, for the tip. The tip is going to be 50 quid in cash. And if that brings tears to your eyes, remember, you passed the supreme test and you've learned how to get the jump. After the expense of this, you'll be eating Kentucky Fried Chicken for a year, but it was cheap at the price. You got the jump.